G'day folks, here's my March collection update. G'day folks, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. This is March collection update. This is what this video is. It's only the second week of March as well, it's ridiculous. So I'll try not to make this quite as long as my last one, which was 1 hour and 40 minutes, which is a little ridiculous, but I got a lot of Chris Ryford stuff, so thanks if you managed to make your way through that whole video. I know I've said it before that I'll try and make this one a bit shorter, but yeah, we'll see. I do blame some of this on a sale that Radical Blast had, so yeah, I kind of got a little tempted by cheap CDs. And I did get given one of these as well, but yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that I just buy because I like buying lots of stuff. So anyway, let's get into it. Alright, first up's one I've been wanting for a while. I didn't really need it, but I've been wanting it. It's been in my Discogs sort of, want list for several years. Occasionally it'd pop up and then I'd be too slow to grab it, but finally got it this time. This is Kutab, or it's probably pronounced Kutab, but the Aussie version, Kutab, with their album, Our Music is a Transmission of Alien Intelligence. Well, this isn't really an album, it's a demo that they did in 2001. And you might recognise these guys from either my Aussie Top 20 albums list or my Razorback one, because, yeah, they also put out this proper album, which is Finger Food Fetish for the Morbidly Abnormal, which is bloody killer. This is essentially a demo version from a few years beforehand. This is from 2001. Essentially, same songs, no samples. Sounds pretty good. I kind of miss the samples, I gotta say, but the sound is pretty good, except for the vocals. They really don't sound flash on here, which is a waste because on this they sound amazing. This is one of the highlights, really. On this, it's just really muffled sounding. Just sounds 1,000 times better on the album. I don't know why. I mean, it's probably not Damon's fault. He does sound really cool on I think it's the ending of Assassin, just really crazed sort of bit that he does. But overall, it's just, like, it's weird because the rest of the music sounds pretty damn decent for a demo. Just vocals, nah. So I'm glad they got it right for the album, that's for sure. This would have been cool if I had this before the album, but 20 years later or whatever, it's not really that necessary. This came out on Prolapse Records, which is an old Aussie label that I always thought it was from Melbourne or Tassie, but I think I'm getting them mixed up with Dry Wretch. They're from Sydney, apparently. So this is copy 53 of 100. Ooh. So yeah, it's a somewhat podgy CDR, but still sounds pretty good, except for the vocals. So if you're going to check out Kutab, yeah, get the bloody album. It's much better. But either one, pretty cool. Alright, up next is one I got from the band's Bandcamp. This is Christ Dismembered with their album of Vampiracy. So this is a band from South Australia. It's their second album. I don't actually own their first album, but I saw these guys live. I think they supported like Immolation and Dark Funeral, I think was the gig. It was like a festival in Sydney and they certainly impressed, that's for sure. So this is very intense black metal. Just blasting icy tremolo mania with... Fine by me. It reminds me very much of the Swedish style of that sort of, your Dark Funeral or Marduk or Ethereal sort of stuff. So the drummer is very bloody fast on this. Holy dolly. Yeah, he keeps the energy level pretty friggin' high, I gotta say. Really good, vicious, raspy sort of vocals. It's not all blasting mania. There's some sort of nice lead work, actually, on from Paul, I think is how you're supposed to pronounce his name. I still say Paul or Doomsayer. Yeah, he does some nice songs on, I think it's Mother of Demons and Under the Cross. So unfortunately he's left the band, but they got a full lineup now. So if you get the chance to see him, definitely check him out. So there is a nice level of sort of melancholy on this. Just it's not all blastorama. So. And they do have a sort of brief respite in the Banishment as a sort of mellowy, acoustic-y sort of bit. But then it kicks back in and it's nasty as hell. I think it's A Ritual Most Foul as the next song after that. It reminds me a bit of Dissection, which is, yeah, certainly a compliment, that's for sure. So yeah, this is self-release, not on any label, but you can get it from their Bandcamp. So links below. I think my favourite song probably is actually the second last one, See You in Hell. It's just a nice sort of mix of blasting and a bit of mid-paced action. So, yeah, if you like your black metal damn fast, pretty friggin' intense, Good old Christ Dismembered. I mean, how can you not get a band called Christ Dismembered? Lovely stuff. Alright, this is more Aussie action. I decided to front load all the Aussie stuff first for some weird reason. So this is Idolatry with their Terminal Devastation demo. This is a Melbourne death thrash sort of band. It used to be called Fish Lizard, apparently. So I'm glad they changed their name. Idolatry is a bit better than that. The drummer of this is now in Carcinoid, and the guitarist is from like Vile Apparition, but this is them essentially doing Demolition Hammer sort of stuff. So huge vibes of them, sort of gruff, but not really growled sort of vocals. You only get like 3 songs on this. It's I'll get it out and show you the pretty tape. Yeah, so 3 songs. It's over pretty quickly. There's the boys standing around looking tough in a cemetery. Oh yeah, it's got to be a cemetery. So yeah, there's Wall of Death. The second song's pretty friggin' catchy, and I can imagine would probably lead to the old Wall of Death occasionally. That's for sure. I think I prefer the first song, Impunity Cursed. It's just slightly more complex, but yeah, this is pretty rabid stuff. I think Alex Marquez would definitely approve on the amount of double bass on this, and yeah, it's even more Florida-y sounding with some James Murphy sort of solo action as well. That's pretty freaking nice, actually. So yeah, this 3 songs, it's over pretty bloody quickly, but yeah, it's a very good start. Let's just put it that way. So anything I'll complain about, and it's not really a huge complaint, should be faster. But anyway, and they were nice enough to throw in a little card saying, "Jeff, you mad cunt, thanks for supporting us and getting your mitts on this sick tape. Stay heavy, legend. Idolatry." Yeah, thanks, lads. So yeah, this is highly recommended. I think I can't remember who it was. I saw someone talking this up. Maybe Max from Agents, I don't know. Someone or other talking this up as a killer release from last year. So I checked out their Bandcamp, which is where I got it from. And yeah, sold. So yeah, killer bloody start. All right, this next one was given to me by the very generous chap, Clint, the singer of Munitions and also the singer of this band. Just came up to me at a, what was the gig? Left to Die. It was on last month, whenever that was. And yeah, nice chap, said, "Hey, I watch your channel, here's a record." I'm like, okay, cool. So this is his band, one of his bands, Nisium, with their Continuo album from 2020, I believe. There is a link to this below. You can still buy this from their label, Black Lion Records. So yeah, thanks, Glenn. I appreciate this. This is black and melodic death metal from Geelong in Victoria. So yeah, not usually my sort of style, I gotta say, but this really quite impressed, I gotta say. Tough as hell vocals, just this huge booming roar and nasty sounding sort of screams as well. Really nice, loud, sort of clean bass sound on here, which sometimes doesn't really grab me, but here it sort of works pretty well. This is melodic death metal, which is not hugely my thing, but the thing I like about this is it retains the heaviness, so it's not just sort of widdly diddly nice sort of stuff. It's still widdly diddly, but there's some damn chunky nastiness underneath it, so I definitely appreciate that. One thing I'll say as well, I don't know if you saw, I did a stream with Heavy Metallurgy last week on, God, what was that? Oh, that's right, good albums with shit cover art, and I've, in rude bastard that I am, picked that Pestilence album, and I got to say, the cover looks much better in black and white on here than the rather bright green version, so anyway, I digress. This album, freaking not tasty. I think the last song, The Fire and the Flesh, is probably my favourite on here. It's sort of got a nice sort of slow to fast sort of bits in it, so you get a bit of art, some lyrics. I think this is fancy coloured vinyl as well, so let's have a look. Ooh, yeah, there you go. So yeah, pretty bloody nice. I'll be listening to this more and more, I'd say. I am slowly getting more into the melodic death metal side of things. I don't know if it's a bit of age going through where I'm like, it doesn't have to be crazy blast beats and gore grind the whole way through, but yeah, some of it's sitting well with me, including this. So yeah, thanks again, Clint. Much appreciated. Next up is one I got from their record label Art as Catharsis. This is a new Ghostsmoker with their Inertia Cult album, which just came out. This is crushing, doomy, sludgy sort of stuff. So I think these guys are from Melbourne. I was really, really bloody impressed by their initial EP, Grief, which came out, I don't know, a couple of years ago. This one, I loved it. And I saw them live at, was that one of those Sunburn festivals maybe or something or other. And they're pretty freaking killer. But yeah, this one, new album, it's, thick as hell. Really thick sound. Just guitar tone from the abyss. It sounds bloody awesome. So this is nasty sort of doom. There's no flowery bits on this. I must say, this is slightly more expansive than the Grief EP. It's there are more sort of quieter bits on there, but they're not nice quiet. They're brooding. I'm going to kick back in and rip your head off sort of parts. So, yeah, ain't flowery, that's for sure. So, the mellow bits are a bit sort of spacey, if anything, which is, I kind of like, actually. But, the vocals on this are just this animalistic howl, sort of screaming sort of style. Really adds to the unease. There are actually some sort of warped guitar effects. I think maybe it's the last song's got sort of, I don't know, weird-ass pedal that makes it sound pretty cool. Now they've got the rhythm section from the fellow sludge monsters, Cull, as well in this. So, it sounds pretty bloody nice. Essentially, it's kind of Electric Wizard meets Conan meets Grief sort of things. That's a vague idea of it, but as I said, links below, so definitely check them out. If you're into anything sludgy, you'll friggin' love this, I reckon. Really nice chunky production from Jason at Goat Sound as well. Like, he did the first one as well, and that sounds friggin' superb as well. So this goes bloody nice. There's the boys standing around, probably in the bush somewhere. Yep. I think this is a spiffy type of vinyl as well. Oh yeah. Whee. Very nice. So of the songs, I think Haven is just this hellish, crushing sort of doom. Everything friggin' rules on this. Alright, just re-sleeve like an amateur. Get in there, you bastard. Really nice cover art as well. So, but yeah, 6 songs, but yeah, it's pretty lengthy and just kicks your ass. Really great stuff. Alright, next up was a heap of stuff I got from Brad from Radical Blast down in Melbourne. So, yeah, he had a sale and I went a little berserk on sort of grind CDs. But I had to get some of his own stuff as well. So I got 2 releases of his one of his one-man bands. This is Blogstrade with their Bald Hatless Man and Blogstrade with their Larry tape. So, these are both brand spanking pretty much. 2 recent recordings from his shed, or I'm not sure I want to see what his recording studio looks like. It's probably kind of boring, actually. But I think one of these was definitely recorded when the kids were away on holidays or something. So, I don't even know what the picture on the back is. I don't want to know. Someone's head, maybe. So, yeah, this is crazy noisecore, sort of, Final Exit meets everyone's favourite AFC. On this one, or on both these actually, he seems to be going for the sort of harsh, screamy, raspy voice, which, I don't know, maybe he always was, and just the production on previous ones didn't quite allow me to hear that, but yeah, and, or maybe he's too mature for those silly metal growls these days, but yeah, it sounds nasty and even crazier than usual. I actually really love, I think, I don't know if it's on both, I think it's on both songs, there's these weird sort of, I don't know, I call them droid vocals. It's on, what do we got? Grandma Bidet and Bald Hatless Man, the song. I don't know, there's weird sort of style that he uses. It just reminds me of Star Wars droids for some reason. Sounds good. Keep it up, mate. This, one of these ones even has like a tribute to presidents of the United States, like the band, that is, with their song Lumpy, or Lump, I think was their song. And of course there's a brief Korn sort of tribute on one of these as well. So yeah, on Grot to the Life. What is it? I think it's on the tape as a song called Piss, or Piss. And it's almost a normal song. It's weird. It's like, what are you doing, mate? There's repeated riffs in it. What the hell? It's like 2 minutes long or something. So I'm assuming that's his radio hit. And there's even like some surf action, I think. Maybe he's been watching too many Tarantino movies, but I think it's Mr. Lou 2. Just has surfy bits in it, which sounds bloody killer as well. So, yeah. And one thing when I was writing up for this, I noticed that, yeah, all the songs from this are on this anyway. So, didn't advertise that, did you, Bradley? But at any rate, I'd rather have it on CD than shitty tape. But I love the cover of that as well. If you're wondering what the hell that is, it's, well, probably a picture of Brad with his cricket helmet on, because it's a one-man band. He actually plays it live as a one-man band of him with doing like drums with one side of his body and another hand sort of strumming a guitar or a bass, and he's got like a cricket helmet with a microphone like gaffer tape to it or something or other, where he screams into. It's a sight to be seen. I think I saw him live, but I might be getting it confused with just watching footage of him live. But yeah, it's if you get the chance to see him live, definitely do. I mean, it'll be in Melbourne, but so yeah, 2 somewhat crazed noisecore releases that friggin' rule. So if you like tapes, just get this one because it's got both on it. But yeah, CDs always better than tapes. Bucket tapes. But thanks, Brad. It's great stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to say there's free downloads available of both Blogstrade releases, so link is below to the website. And I also forgot to show the tape off, which is like clear on one side and just covered in like liquid paper on the other side for some reason. I'm wondering if this was something beforehand, or it looks pretty short for a tape, so good work, Brad. Love it. Alright, in the sale of stuff from Radical Blast, I also grabbed this as Zerology, maybe? I'm not 100% sure if that's the correct pronunciation, with their sort of EP of sucking out concoctions tasting pungent, darkened amber. I assume this is self-released. I can't see a label on there at all or anything. So this is a sort of death grindy kind of band with Hagamoto from Extremely Brutal, Bodies Lay Broken, Fake Meat, The Men's Toilet, and a number of other bands. So he's on guitar and vocals, and Isaac from Sulphuric Cautery and Raw Addict and Morgue Breath, and a number of other bands on drums. So great combination of talented chaps that get around. So yeah, lots of killer death grind riffs and blasts up the wazoo, that's for sure. But it's good though. Even with the constant speed, Isaac does change it up quite a bit, so I'm happy with that. Hagamoto on this just uses a straight growl. I don't think there's any processing on it. Sounds tough as hell though. It's really good. Occasional solo and his usual Bill Steer sort of style squeals, always good. But I like this. There's always a lot going on with his riffs, and it kind of takes a couple of listens usually to for it all to sort of sink in. As usual, nice sort of short songs that really don't overstay their welcome. I have this demo, which I probably haven't even listened to, and I swear I bought their Deterioration report album or demo, or whatever the hell the other release is. I could have sworn it when Hagamoto toured with several of his bands, bought like a ton of his releases. So yeah, maybe that was the one thing I didn't buy, but oh well, I'll track it down eventually. But yeah, this is a freaking killer, I gotta say. So yeah, just blasting death grind sort of stuff, killer. Another one from the Radical Blast sale was Deterioration with their Lupara Bianca EP, I suppose. I think he's just having a sleep, maybe. Yeah, this is a ferocious grind band from Minnesota. They have a ton of bloody releases. All I have is this and like a split with Incinerated, so maybe I'll get more, but just rabid vocals, just crazed. I love it. Really fast, really aggressive. It's just pretty much straight grind. I don't think it's like gore grind, or would quite consider that as that. I really love it. It's I don't know what song it is, but they've got a sample from the movie Mean Streets of the "We Don't Pay Mooks" bit. It's just, I don't know, hilarious. For some reason, I think this is a reissue on someone or other. SDP, whatever the hell that stands for. That's handy. Actually, it does say it. Can I read it? No, it's too small. Yeah, this is a reissue with like a instrumental demo session, which looks to be pretty much the same songs, but with no vocals. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it allows you to appreciate the riffs a bit more, but yeah, it doesn't have that insane screaming, and I like insane screaming. So yeah, the the main EP core of this is friggin' untouchable. So I will be tracking down more Deterioration, I think, because, yeah, this bloody rules. And another sale grind CD was this one, Purulent Sperm Canal with their Puaka Balava. Yeah, sorry about that. This is their first album. This is a Czechia band. This is their first album from '97. I think this is just a reissue on Bizarre Leprous, but yeah, this is legendary stuff. I've had CDRs of this for like 20-something years. This and the second album, Legalized for Cannibalism, that I really do need to track down as well. It's freaking rules. I don't know why I haven't been... I don't know. I've had the CDRs for ages. I just never really listened to it much, but this is bloody great. It reminds me of kind of your old German style, like Blood, the band, and Gut as well. There's quite a lot of gut action in this, and with weirder sort of samples as well. So it's fairly simple detuned gore grind, mid-90s sort of style. Plenty of chunky bits, and of course blasts up the wazoo. But yeah, really nice groove in parts that I like, but mostly deeply growled sort of vocals. There's a bit of shifting going on, and also some of those, weird gut high scream sort of bits as well. But honestly, the majority of this CD is either movie samples from pornos or gore movies. So there's like some songs are 2 minutes of sample and then like maybe 20 seconds of music. So taking the piss even more than Mortician, I think. But yeah, man, it's good fun though. And it's always fun when you recognise sort of horror movie samples, partly from way too many Mortician records. But yeah, there's that Gates of Hell regurgitation scene that, yeah, if you've seen Gates of Hell, or I can never remember what the other name of that movie is. There's about 3 different names for it, but bit where the woman's in the car vomiting up for like 5 minutes or something. I don't know. Every time the backing music comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what scene's about to happen. It's like, bleh, 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 bleh. It's beautiful. Yeah, they use that one, which is great. One of the classier songs is Jesus Anus, which is, yeah, odd. This is, these guys are really not the most serious band of all time. That's for sure. The lyrics are pretty hilarious. They're like either ridiculously gory or just, yeah, English is obviously not their first language, so there's some amusing English sort of bits in it as well, but it's just really good fun. I think if I ever get around to doing a Czech grind video, I'll be mentioning these boys again, I think, because, yeah, this is great. They got a heap of albums. I really do need to get a bit more into them. I remember my old mate Mr. Bud always was a huge fan of these guys, so I should have listened. So yeah, I'll be tracking down Legalized for Cannibalism soonish, I think, and I have a bad feeling that Radical Plus still have it for sale, so I was like, oh, yeah. More things to add to cart, but yeah, just crazy Czech gore grind, great stuff. Another band I thought I'd take a chance on because I'm pretty sure I got their split with like Putrid Stew, I think. So yeah, more Radical Blast sale action. This is Golem of Gore with their, and I've got to read this, sorry. Madness is the beginning, beyond the darkness of brightest gore. So this is, they got a lot of releases as well. It's a reasonably recent one that came out on Spies the Sun Records, apparently. So yeah, this is a gore grind band from Italy. So yeah, they obviously like their horror movies. There's quality sort of giallo, intro and outro sort of style music, and then straight into blasts and gurgles. Really, it's great stuff. It's nice, snappy, pingy sort of snare going very, very fast. Vocals are all shifted, but there's a good bit of variety in the shifting that they do. Some really good quality sort of grooves on it as well. A bit of romper prop feel at times, but yeah, mostly it's just fast gore, sulfuric quartery sort of style. As you can see, the boys standing around looking pretty tough, with their horror movie video DVD collection behind them, so good work. And yeah, nice cover art from good old Pierre from Brain Dead Zine and what's his band, Blue Holocaust. So yeah, doing fine work as usual. So fairly certain these guys just announced a new album, so guess what might be added to cart rather soon, I think, because yeah, friggin' rules. Nothing special, just nasty gore grind, love it. And lastly, from Radical Blast is this Tremendous American Carnage compilation that I've seen kicking around since 2019 when it came out. Always meant to grab it. I'm glad I got the CD because the tape has a lot less tracks. So this is a compilation of all of these bands, lots of American grind sort of bands. So you get Sewage Grinder, Couple Skate, Bruised Ego, Necro Drunks, Erectile Dementia, I love that name, Vomit Breath, Sulfuric Cautery, Reeking Cross, Suppression, Lunk, Dead Friends, Rancho Relaxo, Hacksaw, God's America, Cockscar, Short Order, Gal, Deterioration, PLF, and, of course, Ridiculous Terror. So I'm not going to go through every band, don't worry about it, but yeah, this came out on like Backwards Butcher Records. But yeah, some of them are better than others. I mean, nothing's terrible on this, but there's some that are friggin' killer. I think it's Couple Skate, just frantic gore grind, just catchy as hell with mega gurgles. Love that stuff. Bruised Ego wasn't really impressing me until they got one song that just sounds like Slayer. They got like heaps of Slayerisms in it. Works really well with their sort of, I don't know, almost fastcore sort of style. Reeking Cross is just noisy insanity. It's beautiful, as is Suppression. Those two bits, and you get like about 3 or so songs per band. So each band gets like, well, as you can see on the inside, and this is the only thing I'll whinge about, is that the tape looks like it has more interesting inside bit. This is just like the band logo and song titles and maybe an email account, and there's nothing else on it, so not the most exciting. The artwork, though, is supreme. It's like, yeah, it's a bit rude, obviously, but artwork's by Brian Brady, who just looks really cool when you look at it close up. Some charming guy under the CD. So yeah, as far as back to the bands, Lunk, I love the heaviness on it. I know nothing about Lunk, but I want to know more because yeah, I need more Lunk in my life. Theirs is just chunky as hell, really deep vocals. Erectile Dementia is a weird one. They have an odd style, lots of sort of normal bits of music mixed in with, you know, crazy grindy sort of stuff. Rancho Relaxo, I was listening and going, oh, that's got to be Isaac on drums. Look it up. Oh, that's Isaac on drums. He's a bit loud on there, a bit too pingy, if anything. Gal, friggin' heavy as hell. I really enjoyed that, but I've been listening to their other stuff, which I magically found on my hard drive. I'm like, oh shit, I obviously checked out Gal at one point because there's like 4 albums on there. I'm like, whoops. PLF, tough as hell as always, riffy, just super tight drumming. They can't do anything wrong, really. And what's the other one? Oh, Deterioration on this as well. Friggin' nasty as hell. So, yeah, excellent bloody package. As I said, don't bother with the tape. It's like only half the stuff you get on this. So, like any of those bands, yeah, tremendous American Carnage. Bloody well worth your money. All right, the next one I got from Direct Merch, which is a Melbourne sort of shop. They were having a sale as well, so I didn't pay full price, but I got a couple of T-shirts. But I also got this. This is finally got around to getting Incantation's Diabolical Conquest. This is their sort of their third album. I treat it as their third because Mortal Throne of Naz, or whatever the second one's called, and Upon the Throne of whatever the hell it's called, are essentially the same album, just 2 different sessions. So yeah, I consider them one. This is the third one at any rate. So this has got Daniel from Cenotaph and the Chasm on vocals and guitars and bass, I think, along with, you know, usual John and Kyle. Yeah, vocals bloody sick on this. Really bloody good. Nearly as great as his sort of work on the Cenotaph Gloomy album. Bit more variety than Craig Pillard, who he replaced. You know, Craig, yeah, he's got his style, but it's a bit monotone in comparison to Daniel on this. So, yeah, and this actually seems faster than usual. Kyle just sounds super energetic on drums for some reason. I can't even remember. I think this is a fancy colour vinyl, maybe, or is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like an idiot. I've never owned this album. I have, like, you know, digital version of it or something or other, but for some reason, just, oh yeah, there's pictures of the band looking cool. Yeah, for some reason, I just never got around to getting this album until now. So yeah, I'm glad I finally did because yeah, it's freaking good, bloody nice actually. Killer Miriam Kim, I think, cover art, and yeah, I'm not going to go through every song, but the last song's like 16 friggin' minutes. Bloody epic. So, yeah, as I said, I feel a bit stupid that I've took this long to get this, but I'm glad I did. All right, next up is one I picked up in Landspeed Records in Canberra and in person. This is Cave In with their Jupiter album from 2000. Now, my old housemate and good friend Andy had a copy of like Until Your Heart Stops, the album before this, which is pretty full on metalcore sort of stuff. Very heavy, you could say. So I got a burn of this, I think, back when it came out off God knows who, someone, and I was expecting more of that and was not expecting this, I gotta say. This is now like alternative spacey rock sort of stuff. I was like, what the hell? It's no growling or shouty vocals, just smooth, clean college rock sort of style is how I think of it. It's a style I should hate, really, but for some reason, after a couple of listens, this just clicked. I don't know how. Probably like sort of when I first heard Mellow Catatonia, like with the clean vocals, knew their old heavy stuff and was like, oh, this is a bit weird, but I just kept listening to it, and so I've loved this album for like 25 years or whatever, and never got around to getting it. I think I always thought I owned it on CD, but I have several other albums on CD, but not this one. So I saw this on the shelf in Landspeed and went, what the hell, So this is the 25th anniversary version of it. No doubt there's some like 3 LP wanker version that's got, demos or live to air or something or other. But this is just the straight album, first, 8 tracks or whatever it is. So, what the hell. So this is called alternative metal, which it's not an expression I like, I gotta say, but this is heavy, but it's not really metal. It's heavy rock, if you could say. I mean, it does have some friggin' heavy bits on it. I think its big riff is exactly that. Some big riffs, and I think that song has a few slightly rawer sort of vocals, but not for long. A lot of it is really mellow. I think it's Innuendo and Out the Other. It's just super mellow. I mean, it's got a bit of a build-up towards the end, but as I said, I should hate this sort of stuff. This is really not my style that I usually get into, but this is killer bloody album. Just really nice sort of swirly, clean guitars on Requiem. This is really interesting stuff. Just driving rhythm section, really good dynamics. I don't know, something about it. I'm really not sure who came first out of this sort of style or sort of the band Floor, which turned into Torch after a while. Not too far off there, like Doom Pop or I don't know what the hell you want to call them, but whatever it is, I like it. So, I think this is better than any of the Torch ones, but so that's probably a messy sort of review of this, but if you like any of the sound of that, definitely check it out, because this is a freaking great album. Alright, next up is a brand spanking album for good old Pissgrave. This is their Malignant Worthlessness. This just came out on Profound Law. Not sure what's going on the cover there. I think that's just rice. It's cooking, maybe. This is their third album, just 31 minutes of just feral intensity. It's unrelenting as always. Just have this unique sort of super noisy sound. It's kind of hard to describe, really. Sort of like slightly war metal sounding vocals with like high and low at the same time. This one more so than the other albums, both of which I have as well. But definite Covenant and later era Morbid Angel vibes for me. Never really noticed before. I don't know, there's just something about the riffing style. Maybe it's slightly more coherent than their first 2 albums. And I really love that. They got these sort of droney bits that kind of remind me of Portal, if anything. But the intensity of, I think it's the 4th song, Heaping Pile of Electrified Gore. That's just non-stop insanity. It's beautiful. I mean, it is only 31 minutes long, but it gets a bit much at times, I've got to say. It's, and this is actually more varied than their first couple of albums that were even more intense. So, I mean, the last song on this, Mystical Obscenities, ends with a literal wall of noise, but it's good fun. And I got to say, I approve of the photo. We got 4 dudes looking tough, doing milk crates, 2 Aussie band shirts. You get like Bestial Warlust and a Slaughterlord shirt, and look how grumpy Slaughterlord bloke looks. That's a good band photo. I'll give you that, fellas. So, insanity, nasty as hell stuff. It's just rancid. Love it. All right, next up are three 7 inches that I got from Behind the Mountain Records in Poland, I think they're from, maybe. First up is Coffee Grinders with the Grindcore Brothers. This is kind of like, not quite a muck around session. This is Jaro and Tosha from Dead Infection. This is from 2000, and Dead Infection had actually split up from 99 to 2002. So this is just the two of them. So there's pretty much sounds, yeah. So Jaro's the singer and Tosha's the guitarist of Dead Infection and this. So it pretty much just sounds like Dead Infection with a drum machine, because it's pretty much what it is, to tell the truth. Jaro sounds massive on this. His vocals are just ridiculous on this. Let's see, it's Boring Black Vinyl. I think that's the original cover art of this. This was already released as like a demo. This is newer cover art from I think from old mate Pierre again, from Braindead Zine and so on. Pierre de Plasma. So yeah, it's just killer Dead Infection sort of riffs. Rather charming song titles that I'm probably not going to read out. But yeah, just rancid, nasty gore grind. It's great. Next up was this Rot Pit and Druid Lord split, which I've left this plastic on because it comes with this. I mean, it comes in a plastic sleeve as well, but they're doomed to rot. I don't know, it probably doesn't show very well when I hold it just by itself. So, yeah, this is a split of two bands. Rot Pit, where the hell are they from? Oh, God, I've forgotten now. British, maybe? Or, let's see, we got Sweden. Maybe it was Sweden. Or Germany. Oh, that's right. I think they are German, actually. So, yeah, they really know nothing about them, or somewhat obviously. But, yeah, I think I gave one of their albums a listen to today as well. It sounded pretty freaking nice. So, just both bands are sort of death doomy sort of style. Really deep sound for Rot Pit on this. It's really crawling sort of tempo. Sounds bloody killer. That was a close one. Just black vinyl, nothing exciting. Cool cover art though. The Druid Lord stuff, they're a Florida band, I'm fairly certain. I've been loving them quite a bit of late, to tell the truth. Their stuff starts a bit faster than usual, but then settles into this just nice chunky ass riff, some tricky sort of tremolo bits, and then after that, a bit of it's one song per band. After that, it's a bit of kind of bolt thrower asphyxie sort of style, chugger riffing, really forceful but clear vocals, just adds a lot to it. Really, really enjoying Druid Lord of late. It's just the right sort of levels of death and doom. So yeah, it's just a great little compilation for sure. And the third one that I got is I don't think I'll show you the meat spreader one considering I've been in trouble before for not the most attractive corpsey sort of covers, and yeah, I'm not a fan of that. The other side, I mean, that's probably a corpse as well, but it's decayed enough, I think, that YouTube won't mind that one. It looks like a drawing or a painting anyway, maybe. So yeah, this is Meat Spreader split with Putrefaction Sets In, two gore grind sort of bands. So Meat Spreader has also got Jaro from Dead Infection in it, as well as some guys from, I think there's like Squash Bowls dude in it, and I think there's someone from Pathologist as well, possibly. So yeah, bit of a murkier production than the other side, just but catchy, gore grindy sort of stuff. I love the groove on abdominal aorta aneurysm. I was thinking when I was typing that out that this gore grind can be useful for learning how to spell words. I never knew how to spell aneurysm, but now I do. The other side as well, the Putrefaction Sets In. It's like I wouldn't say super group band, but it's dudes from Brazil and from Sweden, and now America as well. So it's two dudes that used to be in Regurgitate, and three guys that are in like Expurgo, I think, is the Brazilian band. Also doing gore grind sort of stuff. I'm not sure who writes what, but it definitely has that Regurgitate sort of feel to it, because I mean Urban, who probably wrote most of Regurgitate's on this as well, and yeah, it has that catchy, shortish sort of songs. Just killer bloody riffs. Really good razor sharp sound on this side as well. I do prefer the sound on the Putrefaction Sets In side of things. So really nice combo of sort of unaffected, snarly sort of vocals, and of course some shifted gurgles as well. So yeah, I think I'd prefer their side. So they got one album out. I'm hoping they'll do some more because, yeah, it's killer stuff. But as I said, I think it's also got Glenn from Regurgitate, who's in America now and in Malformity, I believe. So, yeah, good all-star band. So I'm hoping with modern technology these days, it's not too hard for them to record. So hopefully we'll get some more. All right, up next are a couple I got from Torn from the Grave Records, which I thought was American, but it did end up coming from Poland for some reason. Maybe it's their Euro distribution. No idea. I was not very happy though. This one came pretty friggin' battered. Came in one of these, not the end of the world sort of ones, but I don't know if it was the Polish Postal Service or possibly the Australian one, but yeah, my Mother of Graves record came pretty friggin' bent in 2 corners, so not too happy about that because it wasn't cheap. But so yeah, this is the debut album for this American band, which for some reason from their own label, Wise Blood Records, is ridiculously expensive. So hence why I got it from Torn from the Grave. But oh well, the record itself's fine, so not the end of the world. But yeah, gotta have a whinge anyway when you get friggin' battered sleeves like that, especially with this nice Polo Girardi cover art being a bit mangled. So yeah, anyway, so this is their first album. Their second album was in my top 20 albums for 2024. So if I'd heard this in 2022, I probably would have been in my top 20 for that as well. So yeah, this is Death Doom sort of band, very much like Catatonia and Paradise Lost. So this is their first album. I think they got like a demo or an EP or something before this. I like this band way more than, like other similar sort of, Peaceville 3 sort of modern soul bands like Dream Unending. This slaughters them, I reckon. This album seems a little more somber than the more recent one, the Paraft of Reason or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's a bit more morose, I'd say. But, which it's Death Doom, it should be really anyway. So, I think it's, Tears Like Wine is probably my favourite on this one. Just wonderfully mournful, but has this kind of uplifting almost lead throughout it. There's quite a bit more noticeable as the piano and sort of keyboardy sort of work on this as well. I think it's, The Emptiness of Eyes has this sort of speedy start, which it doesn't really work. I don't think speed is their strong suit in this band. Was it Ghost in the Twilight's another sort of slow crusher with a killer melody. So yeah, just killer early Catatonia style. So are there other early Catatonia style bands out there that I'm not talking about? Please let me know in the comments, because I still feel like an idiot that I think I even had like a, download of this somewhere as well. I just hadn't really listened to it. But yeah, I love this band now. I just saw a bit of live footage of them from the, whatever that Decibel Fest was or whatever that they played recently. It looked pretty friggin' nice. Vocalist can do the growls, that's for sure. So yeah, killer bloody album. I do prefer their newer album, but yeah, ain't nothing wrong with this one. That's bloody rules. And to round this out, we've got 3 bands that all have similar members at any rate. I got the first album of Cosmic Putrefaction, At the Threshold of the Greatest Chasm. I got that from Discogs, from the same Torn from the Grave Poland extravaganza with Bent Corners and so on. I got the second Cosmic Putrefaction album, The Horizons Towards Which Splendor Withers. This one came out on Void Hanger. And I might as well chuck it in as well at the start. I also got like GG, whatever his name is, other band, Vertebra Atlantis, with their The Dialogue of the Eeriest Sublime album, which also came out on Void Hanger. This one I got from Discogs. So back to the first album. So yeah, this is Italian death metal sort of stuff, sort of techish death. This is the first album from 2019. So GG, as he's known on it, as does all the instruments, but on this he's got Brendan Sloan, like Aussie, doing vocals. He's from Convulsing and now in Altars as well, and he's just got powerful deep voice, really adds a lot to this. This seems a little more intense than the later stuff. It's just a bit more just full on death metal than the later ones, which have got a whole lot of extra stuff going on as well. Although the second I typed that, I think it's The Outermost Threat Part 2 came on, which is just super mellow on it. But yeah, I think it's The Ruinous Downfall's a ripper, but yeah, friggin' tough as. This album though, the second album, The Horizons Towards Which Splendor Withers, yeah, it kicks it up a massive notch, that's for sure. So on this now, GG does everything, and this is before he got the drummer that's on the last 2 albums. So his vocals on this are, I don't know why he didn't do vocals on the first album, to tell the truth. I mean, Brendan was probably a bit better. This guy's a bit sort of deeper as well, and nearly as forceful, but yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't do them on this one, on the first album, sorry. So he even gets a bit of sort of raspy kind of vocals that adds a bit of spice to it. But yeah, this is getting a bit more technical and a lot spacier sort of sounding in parts. A few nice little acoustic sort of bits, and just some different sort of styles, like, what is it? The arcane soothsayer carefully sculpted his demise has, yeah, a lot going on, not just straight death metal or even just tech death. It's moodier, you could say. So yeah, massive bloody step up from their first album. I mean, I still rate the latest album probably is a bit higher than all of these, but yeah, this friggin' nice. I'm glad I tracked this one down. So yeah, wasn't the cheapest and came bent, but oh well. And so finally we're up to Vertebra Atlantis, who, I don't know, I've listened to this a few times. It hasn't quite sort of sunk in. So this is like a full band with the GG just does, I think, guitars on this, possibly. Let's see, what's he got? He does rhythm guitar, lead guitar, acoustic guitars, and synths, and additional vocals, and orchestration, and sound design. And yeah, they also have a drummer, RR. I like these initials, and a rhythm guitarist as well. So it's still sort of his band. It does sound similar in parts to Cosmic Putrefaction, but there's a lot more blackness to this. I mean, it's Black Death, essentially. So even has a bit of the old dissonance going on in it. So actually has a bit more of a kind of a band feel. It's not just like a one-man band sort of thing. I don't know, just the songs seem a bit more coherent in a way. Nice, gatefold. And look at that. That cover art's bloody very spiffy, I reckon. Who does it say? Cover painting by Baba Morgul. There you go. So yeah, this has got more blacker sort of vocals on it as well. So that gives it that blacker sort of feel. And there's a heap of keyboards and a bit of piano as well on this. So this hasn't really sunk in. I've got to give this a few more goes. I mean, same with all of these. There's a lot going on in these. Maybe not quite as much as Cosmic Putrefaction, but yeah, I'm glad I added this one to the cart as well when I was getting the CD. It was like, what the hell? Bit of extra postage, and I don't think it was that much more. So yeah, they got one other album that I'll have to track down, I think. So yeah, very happy I got my Italian death and death black sort of fix. So yeah, going good. Alright, so that's my March collection update. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hopefully it wasn't an hour and 40 minutes long. I bloody hope so. So yeah, the April stuff's already piling up down there, that's for sure. And yeah, I've been buying a few things here and there. Just pre-ordered the new Catatonia album, which I was very happy to see come out. It's a bit strange seeing them, Black Ime leave Catatonia essentially. So I'm glad they're still continuing on. So just ordered that from Napalm, I think, because the O-Merch one was more expensive. So, but thankfully I don't think it's actually due out until May or June or something or other. So, but yeah, still plenty building up. So not sure what other video I'll do next. So I do have a great idea of a video that will be upcoming at some stage. Might be a bit too Aussie and Canberra centric, but it could be fun. I do definitely want to do a that's right. I'm going to do I think a modern gore grind sort of one. So more recent gore grind that you should check out, just for the hell of it, and also more underground Aussie bands as well. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below, especially if you can think of any other old Catatonia sounding bands. Always up for that. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers.